Takehara Strand, Chair of Oahu Democrats, and I'm with Natalia Hussey-Burdick, candidate for House District 50. Aloha, Natalia.
Aloha, Lorna, and aloha to all of our viewers at home.
Tell us about where you were born and your childhood ohana.
So I was born and raised in Kailua. I was actually born in a house on Kapa'a Street, and I was raised on Mokapu Road.
And where do you call home now in your adult life, ohana?
Yeah, same place. So I'm really honored to still live 2 blocks away from the house where I was born and raised.
And tell us about someone who is your personal hero, who inspires you to move forward every day.
I have so many people to thank through all of this and through all of the journeys that I've been on. But the one that I think keeps me going the most is my mom. She was a huge inspiration to me in getting into public service. She helped take me along to environmental advocacy organizations when I was younger and women's rights protests ever since I can remember. So she's been a huge part of shaping me into who I am.
And what have been some defining moments or events in your life that have helped to shape you as a Democrat?
Oh, I have my dad to thank for that, Alan Burdick. He brought me along to my very first Oahu County Democrats convention. And something about it just made me fall in love. Like, I love the weird, like, courtroom drama of it, the, recess and object. And ever since then, I've served in some role or another, from environmental caucus secretary all the way up to assistant secretary and secretary of the whole Democratic Party for the last 5 years.
What does serving the people mean to you?
So it means a lot. And in different chapters of my life, it's meant different things. For the most recently, it meant serving on the Reapportionment Commission for the council to make sure that our Oahu County council lines are drawn responsibly. And we were really privileged to be able to draw it in a more ahupua'a fashion, from the mountains to the ocean. And often it has meant helping other candidates and helping other elected officials as they serve their communities. And more recently, it means stepping up to serve in the role of representative myself.
Why do you believe you're the right Democrat for the job of representative for District 50?
So I tried really hard to find another candidate when I heard the district seat was opening up. I prefer to be a support role. I prefer supporting other people to run for office. And every time I asked somebody if they would run for office, they said, "No, I can't, but why not you?" And, my first response is always like, I would really rather not. And then a friend of mine explained to me that George Washington actually felt the same way too. He was a reluctant leader. And I find that often the reluctant leaders are some of the best leaders, the ones that have to be encouraged and nudged into the role. The people who aren't in it for the popularity contest, the people who are in it for the policy. And ever since I started working with Senator Laura Thielen 5 years ago, I was initially pre-med. I like science and I want to help people. And she saw my work with the Environmental Caucus and she said, "You should come work with me at the Capitol. You'll really love it." And she's right. I love reading bills, writing bills. I'm a total policy wonk and I'm happy to get into the details about any bills. So I think that's a great quality in a representative.
If you win and can accomplish 2 things while you're in office, what would they be?
So I have so many more than 2 things that I want to do. But when you ask me to narrow it down, I always think of like, okay, what can we do systemically and fundamentally to improve the system for future generations? And so, of course, improving our public education system. And that means funding teacher pay. We need more teachers and we need to retain them longer. And then the other thing I would really love to see is food sustainability for our whole islands. There's that leads to different climate change. We would be less reliant on oil from shipping in all the fuels, all the food. So I would really like to see sustainable agriculture.
That's great. And if Democrats want to volunteer for your campaign, how can they contact you?
I have a really easy sign up form at nataliaforhawaii.com/volunteer. And that's for spelled out. So Natalia, FOR, Hawaii.com/volunteer.
Wonderful. Well, good luck to you, Natalia. Aloha and mahalo.
Thank you very much. Aloha, Lorna, and goodbye to everybody else. Thank you.